Welcome back. Saturday, January 7th was Spencer Archery's home tournament. Cheryl was there and caught up with a few of the archers, starting with senior Travis Crabb.
I've been doing archery ever since 3rd grade, so that's been about, 9 years of that, but then I've been shooting in tournaments of the Spencer Archery Club ever since 6th grade. I'm a senior graduating at semester, so this is the last shoot I am eligible for. I've had a really good archery career, and I'm really happy that I was able to participate in it. What got me started in archery is I moved here in 3rd grade, and I really didn't have much to do, and my dad saw the archery thing and thought that'd be fun for me to do, so I just started doing it there, and archery is just... It's been the only real sport that I've been interested in. I'm in other things, but I like doing archery because it's just a sport that I picked up, and I don't know why, I've just really enjoyed it. It fit what I like to do, and it just clicks to my mind, I guess. I'm in a lot of our drama things. I am in our marching band, our choir. I've been in our plays and musicals, and I do large group speech and individual speech. My season this year, it was a little messed up with all the snow days and stuff like that, so I didn't get as many practices as I like, but I just kept shooting, and my junior year will be the year I'll look back on more fondly, but I'm glad I still got to shoot this year. I never really worried about score until I was in my more high school career because, to be honest, I really didn't know that we were in competitions and stuff like that. I kind of was just shooting, but I got first place, second place at a few tournaments, and I shot good for what I wanted to shoot and what I wanted to do. I think joining archery is just good because it's not something where you have to make yourself feel all this pressure and stuff like that, because it's a sport that you have a team with you but it really can go to either side, where if you feel like, oh, I don't want to have be worried about a whole team and all this stuff, it's you're shooting by yourself and stuff like that, so you can rely on that. But also if you're I'm scared about being by myself, you have this whole team that you're shooting with, and your score adds onto theirs to get the end goal for the tournament. But really it's all just about working with yourself and making friends in archery. That's a good question. I think I'll miss really just going to practices all the time, and archery is just fun because it's unlike other sports where there's a lot of things you have to work on. Archery has just a few things that you can really just focus in on, and that, if I shoot a little too far to the right, I need to fix that, and just it's more like a mental game than a physical game, and I just like that more in my sports. I, of course, am not a coach, but I've helped with coaches, and I've helped people at tournaments and at just our everyday practices with what they can do better, and even my peers, and they've helped me too. I've just had a good year, and I'm real disappointed that I wasn't allowed to continue on, but I'm glad that I got to do archery.
Travis shot a .256 in bullseye and hit 9 10s and ranked 6th out of the senior boys competing. And he shot a .262 in 3D and got 9 10s and placed 14th overall. Congratulations and good luck in the next phase of your life. Up next are a couple first-time archers, Andy and Brecken.
During school, they had posters up about archery, and I kind of wanted to try archery as I have shot bow and arrow before, and so I signed up, and here I am.
My sister, she started archery when I was 6, and when I first tried it, I wanted to do it, so she was kind of my first coach in archery.
They hold the bow different, they hold the string different, and they shoot more arrows, and you actually consider points here.
Archery practice is every day except Wednesday and the weekends, and I make it to those as often as I can.
This is my first one, against the Atlantic team, I believe. Just bullseye. I did pretty well.
This is my first tournament.
Probably to get 50 points out of 50, which I have not ever done yet, but I'm getting pretty close.
My goals are to, by the end of the season, to get shooting in the 200s.
I do rec soccer and rec baseball.
Yeah, I'm in band, and that's pretty much it.
It's a fun thing to do, and you get to travel around going to tournaments, and you get to meet new friends.
Getting to compete with my friends, it builds up your concentration because, like, especially when your aim point moves, you have to find where it is, and that involves a lot of it. So that would be the hardest part about it, in my opinion, at least.
Brecken shot a 231 and hit 6 10s and placed 5th out of the 6th grade boys who competed on Saturday. And Andy shot a 217, hitting 3 10s and placed 11th out of the 6th grade boys. Congratulations and keep shooting. Cheryl caught up with Coach Tracy Wilkerson to find out about the makeup of the team and how you can help the archery team.
My husband and I, our family moved here in 2011, and one of the first things that our kids did was get started in Spencer Archery. It had been going for a few years before that, I think 2007. My husband started coaching the next year. I started coaching when my daughter was in 3rd grade and ready to start Spencer Archery because I knew she was going to need me around. And I've done a good job helping the kids kind of more with the emotional side. And then I became a member of the board, and then now I am head coach for Spencer Archery. Spencer Archery team started as an extension of NASP, National Archery in the Schools program. It's required to be taught at school for 2 weeks, and then the tournament and the practice part of it is the extension of that. So when it first started, the PE teacher had a team, small team of kids that practiced and then started competing. When the PE teacher left, after the program had been in place for a couple of years, the group of parents didn't want it to end, and so they took over and formed Spencer Archery Team, which is a nonprofit club. We are considered a school club. We're not school-sanctioned sport. It is completely run by parent volunteers. Right now we have about 15 coaches that run 19 practices a week. We are self-funded. We don't receive any funding from the high school or the school district. We do get to use the old middle school practice gym, which is very helpful. To join Spencer Archery, you have to be either at Sacred Heart because it's taught at the PE program, that's that first requirement, or when they join Spencer Middle School in 6th grade, then they can start also because it's taught at the middle school, high school level. We ask that each archer buy their own team shirt for about $25. That's used for 2 years. The club then provides the bows and the arrows and the tournament entry fees. So for the kids, it costs the team shirt, and we also tell them that they should sell 12 raffle tickets at $10 each. Some of the families choose to buy those, but if you choose to sell them, it's super easy. So a kid could come to Spencer Archery for no cost, and if somebody couldn't afford a shirt, we would provide it for them. Right now, we've got about 125 to 130 kids on the team. We keep growing, the word spreads. We put posters up at the school so kids know when the sign-up meeting is and the parent meeting. We're pretty early in the season. This is our 3rd tournament. It's the earliest that Spencer has hosted. We have teams from Western Iowa, 1 team from South Dakota, and 118 kids between Spencer Archery Team and Iowa Great Lakes Lutheran shooting today. Of course, we always have to pay attention when we're traveling to the weather. Knock on wood, we've done really well so far this year. The storms avoided our tournament schedule. So the last time we talked, we hadn't been to nationals yet. Our team went to nationals in May. We had several that did personal bests. And honestly, these kids have picked back up in the beginning of November, and a lot of them have stayed at that score that they scored in May. And today we've had 2 kids shoot in the 290s that have never done that before. So we are early in the season and very excited about good results for state this year. We're competing with teams One team has come to us, Atlantic, and we've been there, something that we haven't been able to do before because of weather. And they are great competition for us, and we're excited to meet them here head to head. We decided to go to nationals this year. The kids have placed in the top 1 to 3. The middle school team has at state the last few years, and we haven't been able to travel. This past year, we decided that it was time. We took a charter bus and went down for a few days to enjoy Louisville, and the kids had a great time being together. There is a lot of cost involved to it, so if we're the top 1 or 2 teams at the state, chances are we'll explore going. This last time we took both the high school and the middle school. Next year, whether we go or not kind of depends on our rankings and just how funds sit. Some of the kids will probably go individually if they score in the top 10 in the state, at state. Our competition season, we've started coming earlier, and we did do a couple tournaments in December. Our season runs January, February, every Saturday except for the last Saturday in February, which all the teams take off. The first week in March is state, and the next weekend after that is our fundraiser tournament. That's the big income for us so that we continue. I tell the kids that we're paying it forward. Last year's team collected money for you, and now it's your turn to collect for them. And since most of the kids continue year to year, that's not a problem. And, we're just teaching the new ones, hey, they paid for you. Let's sell your tickets and we'll pay for them. In ways of raising money, one of the things that we're trying this year is a Target sponsorship. For $250, that would supply a Target and a rebuild with a cover. And we would put a sign above the Target, and basically you've bought that for the team for the season. If you're interested in that, you can email me, Tracy, at spencerarchery.com. The other way that we raise money is our fundraiser tournament. The kids each have the opportunity to sell 12 raffle tickets at $10 each. So they have the opportunity to fundraise the cost of the program for themselves, or they can pay for it. Then they get their names in the drawing. It's a $500 Walmart card or a $250 Amazon or $100 Casey's. So those can be used anywhere for the most part. We also have a silent auction, which several organizations and merchants in the community donate something for us to sell on that March 11th date. And then finally, we do a scholarship shoot at noon, and that will help raise money to send our seniors off to college with a little bit of a remembrance from us. So the scholarship shoot kind of was born because people in the community want to understand how the kids are shooting, and they want to learn. The kids all use the same bow. There's no releases. And that's kind of a challenge for some that regularly bow hunt. And so what they do is for $25, we'll pair them up with one of our archers, get a free lunch, and you get to compete against other community members to see who can score the best doing exactly what these kids do every shoot. Spencer Archery has evolved. We've joined in with a 3D program. So this year and last year too, we have 2 tournaments. We've had Bullseye here at the middle school, 3D at Iowa Great Lakes Lutheran. That helps our experienced archers to have a little bit more of a challenge. We tell the kids if they're shooting red or better, so that's the inside 4 rings of the target, red or better at 15 meters, the longer distance, then they can shoot 3D. That just gives them something to work for. It also helps them feel successful because at 3D, it's either 7, 8, 9, or 10. There's nothing underneath that. I really like that any of the kids can be involved in archery. One year we did a picture, and it was a Spencer Archery team picture, but everybody brought something from another club or activity that they were in to have in the picture. This brings together different groups at school and friendships and connections that they might not have made otherwise. Anybody can volunteer for Spencer Archery. We'll get you started, and you can find a place here pretty easily. Coaching, there takes an 8-hour commitment to a coaching class. Most of our coaches have 1 or 2 hours a week. Events like this, it's huge. I was short in the concession stand, taking admissions. I would be happy to have you help me out wherever you are interested, wherever your talents lie. If you have any questions or want to volunteer, you can email me at tracy@spencerarchery.com.
Well, shoot Tracy an email if you're interested in helping the archery program and kids like Alex, Hannah, and Sophia.
This is my 3rd year doing archery.
This is my 5th year.
7 years. The reason why I went to archery is because I wanted to at least do something after school and all that. And it was also when I started archery, I believe if I remember correctly, it was the first year that they were allowing 6th graders to do archery.
I started doing it in PE and then just enjoyed doing it.
I also started in PE, and it didn't really have that much of an appeal to me, but the coach said that he'd think I'd make it far and I should sign up, so I did. This year has been pretty good so far. Just last night, actually, I got a new personal best of 291. My goal is to score a 285 or above at a tournament this year, but for the most part, that's it.
It's going pretty good for me. It's been a rocky start, but I've hopefully met my personal best of a 272 today.
Season so far has been going quite well, actually. I don't really have very many goals other than just get all yellows every time. I have a few screw-ups every once in a while, but that's expected. I think I've made my personal best this year of a 278, I believe. It takes a lot of practice, and the thing is, there are many times you can come. It's not like, oh, you have to be here at this certain time. No, you have many opportunities to come to practice. We practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings, Thursday, and Friday. And the latest practice is like 8, so it's like really flexible around your schedule.
8 p.m. at night.
8 p.m. Yep.
It's really fun. All the coaches are really nice, and they're really super encouraging, and they're able to help if you need it. So don't be afraid to ask them because they're willing to help you.
I'd just say that it's really fun. Like Alex said, it's very flexible. You have almost every day of the week that you can come in, and there's many different times. And you're going to meet a lot of cool people that you didn't have the opportunity to meet before. So.
All 3 girls participated in 3D and bullseye competition. Alex placed 4th out of the senior girls participating in bullseye by shooting a 268 and hit 10 10s. In 3D, she was 7th overall, scoring 265 and shot 9 10s. Hannah shot 263 and hit 13 10s and placed in 9th overall. And in bullseye, as she mentioned, she shot a 271, hitting 9 10s. She ended up placing 4th out of all the 11th grade girls. 6th grader Sophia was the top 6th grade girl in 3D, scoring 256 with 7 10s, and in bullseye, she was 6th overall with a 277 and hit 14 10s. Our final archery interview is with Erin Helmick, who has been a part of the archery program for several years.
Since I was really young, I did a club sport out on Grand is how I started with a simpler bow. And then I got involved in this archery NAS program when I was third grade. What got me started was my parents. My parents have done this for a really long time. It was their thing. It was their mojo. And what got me started on it was, I don't know, I just kind of connected to it. It was something that I could do with my parents and have fun. I'm involved in a lot of other activities. I'm in archery, of course, trap. I do 4-H. I do both horses and dogs in that program. I participate in golf and volleyball also. My season's been going really good. Our last Lawton Bronson tournament, I ended up getting first out of overall. And this tournament, I got a personal best of mine, a 291, and a personal best in 3D, a 286. I guess not really. I've kind of already met those goals. Gonna make some new ones of when I turn 18, I can become a certified coach and help kids. Archery is not really a physically challenging sport, so you could have some sort of disability or mental disability, and you can still do archery, and it's just yourself out there shooting arrows, and it's an even playing field because we all get the same bow, same arrows. It's just how you can control yourself with that bow and arrow and get the best score that you can. If you look really hard, there are some markings, little cutouts in the insert on the target, but it's different yardages from 10 to 15, so it goes 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for each target, and you just have to try and remember the best that you can each of those aim points for each target. You shoot 5 arrows at each one of those targets, and that's how I get my score. And we get only 1 practice round instead of a practice round at each target, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. Come join our Spencer Archery team.
I would say she did well. She won both the bullseye and 3D portions of the tournament, scoring a 291 and hitting 21 tens in bullseye, and in 3D she shot a 286 with 18 tens. Congratulations. The archers will next be in action at the Lawton Bronson Bullseye Open on Saturday, January 14th. And remember, the archers are selling raffle tickets for $10 each to help support the program. So be sure to purchase 1 or 2 for your chance to win gift cards to Walmart, Amazon, or Casey's. And of course, mark your calendar for the fundraiser tournament on March 11th. Stay tuned, we have more after this break.